Right now, we're following developments along Israel's border with Lebanon as the deadline for Israeli troops to withdraw from the south of the country comes into effect today. Now, it was part of a U.S. brokered agreement to bring an end to the fighting with Hezbollah. This morning, Israeli forces have pulled back from border villages. However, its military says troops will remain at 5 locations. Lebanon's government says it will consider the remaining Israeli presence an occupation and warns it may use, quote, all means to force troops out. Joining us for more on this is CBS News contributor Robert Berger in Jerusalem. Robert, how does this put the ceasefire along Israel's northern border at risk?
Well, we've seen a partial Israeli withdrawal, as you described. They have pulled back from border villages, but there's still a presence in South Lebanon with these 5 observation posts. Now, Lebanon says it's going to appeal this to the UN Security Council. It's describing it as a violation of the ceasefire. The Israelis say it's a temporary presence in South Lebanon to prevent Hezbollah from moving back in. And once the Lebanese army is ready to take over, the Israelis will pull out. But the fear in Lebanon is that this so-called temporary presence will become a permanent occupation. Having said all that, Hezbollah has been badly damaged in this war, and it doesn't look like it's prepared to blow up the ceasefire over this incident.
And Robert, I want to turn now to Gaza. Speaking in Israel yesterday, you had a bipartisan group of U.S. senators pouring cold water, essentially, on President Trump's plan for an American takeover of the Gaza Strip. Let's just play a sampling of that.
One thing I will say, there's very little appetite that I've seen in the United States Senate for America to take over Gaza in any way, shape, or form.
I'll be very blunt. My view is that the Trump plan is a non-plan. It's a hot mess.
We're hearing from a senior Republican and a senior Democratic senator. What kind of support is there in Israel for Trump's plan, and have any alternatives been put forward?
Well, you know, the Israelis like it. There was even a poll I saw on TV last night that showed about 68% of Israelis support this plan to move 2 million Palestinians out of Gaza. The Israeli government, Prime Minister Netanyahu, calling it a remarkable idea that should be pursued. What the Israelis are doing right now is coming up with a sort of an alternative plan, which they're calling voluntary relocation or evacuation, creating a way for Palestinians in Gaza who actually want to leave the territory to be able to emigrate.
All right, Robert Berger in Jerusalem. We appreciate your updates.